Hi and welcome to another Watch Geek video. Today we're spending some time with the debut model of a new brand from Switzerland called Carte Blanche. This is their first model that will be launching on Kickstarter with a price between 499 and 599 Swiss francs, which comes to approximately between 540 and 650 US dollars. It will be available in two variants, both having the same dial but a different bezel, this blue one and one with a green bezel insert. In both cases, the bezel insert is ceramic and has only the 12 o'clock pip lumed, which is a refreshing change compared to fully lumed bezels found on most micro brands. And if you follow my channel, you know I always prefer this type. The bezel has 120 clicks and is on the smooth side and pretty easy to turn despite having a small grip area. On this example, it doesn't line up perfectly, but it is pretty close. The watch is 42mm in diameter, even though their press release claims it is 40. It also wears like a 42 because the bezel is pretty thin, so the dial takes a lot of estate. This watch shows perfectly that dimensions alone are not enough to judge how a watch looks and wears. Even though my Zelos Hammerhead is bigger in every way by at least 2mm, the smaller dial and thicker steel bezel insert make it look and wear smaller than this. The long lug-to-lug of 53.3 with the T-shaped endings also doesn't help if you have a small wrist, even though the case itself has only 48. But even with this large presence and long lug-to-lug, it wears surprisingly well on my 6.7-inch wrist, and that is down to the case shape. It is curved to follow the wrist, and with a combination of brushed and polished surfaces and facets, one of the sexiest cases I have seen on a micro-brand diver recently. It really took me by surprise as the front-facing photos made it look dull and plain. I really like what they did here, even giving it an inward slope on the lower part like Seiko does on their divers. It makes for a great look and a comfortable wear as it doesn't impede wrist movement. The sloped bezel and the raised sapphire crystal are perfectly matched to the case style, and honestly, I don't think they could have done a better job with it. It is simply stunning. The crown is at 3 o'clock, fairly large and very easy to grip, but it doesn't dig into my wrist. In vintage diver fashion, the watch doesn't have any kind of crown guards, and I think that was the right decision, as crown guards would have ruined the beautiful case lines. The one area where this watch feels underwhelming to me is the dial. With printed gilt minute track and simple hour markers in hands, it just looks kind of generic. It is still more attractive than making an homage to a Tudor or a Rolex, but I wish they were as creative as they were with outer parts of the watch. It is not bad, but considering how beautiful the case, bezel, and crystal combination is, the dial is a step below in both originality and beauty. Another area that kinda disappoints is the lume. The hands are okay, the lume there is adequate, but on the hour markers the area is simply too small, making the lume fade away pretty fast. The movement powering this watch is a Swiss-made STP 111, as you would expect from a Swiss brand at this price point. If they went with an ETA or Sellita, I think people would see it as a more value-packed package. But even with the STP 111, I think it is a fair deal. As always, when I see a brand that tries something other than a Rolex homage, they have my support and best wishes. And Carte Blanche may have missed their mark with me when it comes to the dial. But this case, bezel, and crystal combo is very attractive, and I hope they release more models featuring a different dial layout, and if possible, make one for real in 39 or 40mm. Anyways, that completes this week's review, so thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and found it useful. If you did, please like and subscribe, and until the next video, bye.